Here is another installment of random NHL players drafted before superstars. Some of these you just won't believe. In 1983, the original Winnipeg Jets made a mistake by selecting Andrew McBain 8th overall, as the next pick would end up being future Hall of Famer Cam Neely. The Philadelphia Flyers could have gotten Jaromir Jagr in 1990, but they chose Mike Recchi. Even though he had a good career, he was no Jagr. Even though Aaron Ward was a solid defenseman in his NHL career, but the original Winnipeg Jets should have chosen Peter Forsberg in 1991. In 1992, the Edmonton Oilers made a mistake by selecting Joel Hellebuyck 13th overall, as the next pick would end up being Sergei Gonchar. Daniel Briere could have been drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 1996, but instead they chose Craig Hiller, a goalie who never played in the NHL. The Montreal Canadiens could have selected Marian Hossa in 1997, but they screwed it up by selecting Jason Ward. There's no doubt in mind that the Washington Capitals could have been a potential dynasty if they selected Ryan Getzlaf in 2003. But they chose Eric Furr. In 2005, the Florida Panthers selected Kendall McCardell 20th overall, and the pick after him was Tuukka Rask. There's no doubt in mind that if Claude Giroux was drafted by the New York Rangers in 2006, the Rangers would have won a Stanley Cup already. But instead, they chose Bobby Sanguinetti. The Los Angeles Kings could have three-peated had they selected Vladimir Tarasenko in 2010, but they chose Derek Forbort. The Carolina Hurricanes could have won a Stanley Cup by now if they picked William Nylander in 2014, but they chose Hayden Fleury. And speaking of 2014, the New York Islanders made a massive mistake by selecting Josh Ho-Sang with the 28th pick, as Adrian Kempe would be drafted after Ho-Sang. Had the Boston Bruins selected Matt Barzal, Kyle Connor, and Thomas Chabot in 2015, they would have been a dynasty. But they made this mistake instead. And the Carolina Hurricanes made a massive mistake in 2016 by selecting Jake Bean with the 13th pick, as the next player drafted after him was Charlie McAvoy. Major mistake by the Hurricanes there.